The topic I wanted to talk about today is, are there evil effects of watching porn 24/7? There is, from what I have been doing, there's good and there's bad. So let's start with the good because I want to get into the hard topic of how it can be bad. When I Googled, is there something good from watching porn? And the answer is yes. The problem comes more than when it's excessive. So the Google breakdown is there can be benefits of watching non-violent, sexually explicit material. It can provide general sexual education about the anatomy, sexual positions, and practices. It can also enhance the pleasure of masturbation, which made me Google, why is masturbation good? So it says masturbation can lower stress and help you relax. It even helps some people fall asleep. Having an orgasm releases endorphins, the feel-good chemicals in your brain. Orgasms can be a natural painkiller and can even help with period cramps, according to PlannedParenthood.org. So, to address the topic, are there evil effects of watching porn 24/7? I just explained the good part. It's There are a few reasons why I feel as though it is best to talk about openly hard topics rather than sweep them under the carpet or silence them per se. So in this case, it can be where you want to stop the shame. It can become shameful. You want to stop the shame for both parties. When porn becomes violent, when you watch it 24/7. Okay, so the topic of the video is, are there evil effects of watching porn 24/7? We talked about the good part, now we're going to talk about the bad part. And when you say stop the shame for both parties, the party that is doing it can be so shameful to where they want to harm themselves or harm others, which can be preventable if one wants to. Also, letting both parties know that they are not alone and there is help for both parties. The one that is doing the acts, unwanted acts, and those that are receiving unwanted acts. So, watching 24-hour porn to where you're not focused on anything in life anymore but that. It becomes a dark place. And that's when they say, use the words, there are evil effects. For example, inappropriateness. When you get too much of it and that's all you can think about, it can be inappropriateness with a child. For example, it don't matter. Remember back in the day when people would get raped and they say, well, they had this on and they had that on, it's their fault. With the child, if a child comes out of a bathroom naked, there's no excuses for that. So your mind is so consumed. So I'm going to continue on with the topic of watching porn 24/7, how it can have negative effects. I was on number 1, which was inappropriateness with a child, and having the willpower to put your emotions in check when porn has consumed your subconscious mind for so many years. It is hard for you, it can be hard for you to abstain and control yourself, even though you know what you're doing is illegal and wrong. So number 2 is that I have here, with a spouse or a mate. You cannot have a powerful relationship with your spouse without being drawn to their body only. For example, they become an object. For example, you're about to get into the act of being intimate and you go into the bathroom to have foreplay with yourself and then come back out and able to be intimate. Things like this can cause you to lose your spouse or your mate because they have become objects rather than people you love. Number 3, it can become violently physical if your partner does not become intimate with you multiple times, and you don't accept or acknowledge other things need to get done, like bedtime routine with children or dinner time, or everyone needs their personal space at times. You lose all respect for your spouse that has other things to do, as that spouse has become your object. Number 4, there has been cases, possibly in the work environment, where a woman may tell a man, "You're a really nice guy," and immediately, this has happened, the man has taken out his private to show the woman just because she gave him a compliment. So, and this can be vice versa. On the one, it's not just the man, vice versa, as the woman can become inappropriate as well from watching too much porn. And it can cause you to lose your job. Number 5, I added a number 5. Remember back in the day, it was called toe tapping. And in 2007, Larry Craig, at the time, was a Republican United States Senator from Idaho. And he pleaded guilty to an incident for lewd conduct in a men's bathroom at the Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport. The officers wrote in their report that they knew from their training and work experience that the foot tapping was a signal used by people looking for sex. You can Google that and you can read the story. Number 6, many ways you can lose your job for watching porn at work. One case, you can also Google this. Google this title, VA forced to delay removing employee caught watching pornography while with a patient. Another one, I had just started working for the government in 1992. So I think it was around 1993 or 94. I saw a bunch of people with FBI jackets on, and I was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Like, it was pretty like scary. So the word got out that they were confiscating computers and arrested employees that had downloaded or watched porn while on duty. So that's how it can overtake you. I have a number 7 here. When you start to withhold money from someone close to you because they do not talk about sex with you. And those type of relationships is called threatening, isolating, gaslighting. I have a number 8. Number 8. If you have a diagnosed mental illness, it can exacerbate the psychoticness and become a serious problem, such as pedophilia or sex trafficking. So I never want to be one-sided on any topic or any situation. And I'm not going to dwell on this because I am not a subject matter expert. But here are a few tips I came across to overcome. I gathered from Terry Crews' story of how he overcame his porn addiction. Sadhguru, a few things that he said. Read a few comments on those videos and watched a video with Med Circle. In this video I watched, it was a female that was addicted. And it's a very good story because when people say, monitor your children, you got to watch out for your children, because of the porn that come up. Even when they're watching cartoons or doing their homework on TV, it'll slip through, and that's what happened with this young lady. And she was speaking about it on Med Circle. I think she was 7 or 8 years old. And the first time it was shock. The second time she just became totally addicted. And it amazed me when she told her story, and she went on to a Christian school for college. It was Christian. And she didn't know at the time the computers were monitored. And so they caught her and had a stack of papers, she said, about this thick, and highlighted, like all the websites you would go to, people can just speak to you and say you went to apple.com, inkpen.com. And I guess it was so embarrassing for the Christian school to tell her, all these sites, and they just highlighted, this whole stack of papers of the porn sites that she was on. And they told her, you need to turn in the person that you gave your password to go. They went on these sites with your password on the computer. And she's looking like, because she wanted help for it, and she was like, I can't even trust these people because they're telling me that I didn't do it and I'm the one that did it. It's an interesting story. I think I saved it in my playlist. So, a few tips. Exercise, do yoga. And from what I have been looking up, yoga does something with the brain. Sometimes you can close your eyes and do yoga, and there's scientific facts behind that. By moving your body and closing your eyes does something for the brain. It releases something in the brain. So yoga, the exercise yoga, will help with that. A clinical psychiatrist can determine how hardwired your brain is from watching porn and help you identify the pain and where it's coming from. Next, number 3, I have tell people, someone you feel comfortable with, about your porn addiction so that it can lose its power. In due time, it becomes weak. Number 4, do more than sweep it under the carpet. Because the Jesus fixes everything concept, this is where many people hide behind their religion and keep it in the darkness. This is where shaming is so strong. If you can abstain from that. Number 5, don't be so hard on yourself. Understand that it is a problem that you want to solve and get a handle on it. Not because someone else tell you to, and not because someone else shames you for it. You want to do it for yourself if that's what you want to do. So then be positive about it. As porn is not the issue, as the main issue is what you do to consume your life with what that can help others as you help yourself. Into not consuming yourself with behaviors that will harm, injure, and destroy other people. There is help for everyone. You too are loved. Let's focus on what we like to do that can help us